Dear starseeds of Earth, the cosmic winds have shifted, meow. The crystalline grids beneath your feet are humming with anticipation, and even your sun has begun to speak in frequencies that haven't been heard for millennia. What I'm about to share with you isn't just another spiritual message or gentle reminder to meditate more often. This is an urgent transmission about an event so profound that it will divide your timeline into before and after, and the window for preparation is closing faster than most of you realize. I am Zarin, emissary of the Lyran High Council, and I've been granted permission to reveal what's been carefully withheld until this precise moment in your collective awakening. The councils have watched as you've grown stronger, as your light quotient has increased, and meow, they've determined you're ready to understand the full magnitude of what approaches. But first, I need you to understand something that might disturb everything you thought you knew about spiritual evolution. The ascension isn't happening the way your teachers told you it would. It's not a gentle, gradual rise in consciousness that unfolds over generations. Something far more immediate, far more intense, is already in motion. For too long you've been told that awakening is a personal journey, a slow unfoldment of consciousness that happens at your own pace. You've been encouraged to take your time, to process each lesson thoroughly, to move forward only when you feel ready. This guidance served you well during the preparatory phases, but meow, I must tell you something that changes everything. The cosmic trigger for your planet's dimensional shift has already been activated, and it operates on universal timing, not human comfort. The solar flash that your ancient texts whispered about, that your mystics saw in visions, that your scientists are beginning to detect in unusual solar anomalies, is not some distant possibility, but an approaching certainty, and those who haven't prepared their energy fields for this level of light influx will find themselves in a very different reality than those who have. Let me paint you a picture of what's really happening beyond the veil of your ordinary perception. Your sun, that golden orb you see each day, is not merely a ball of burning gas as your scientists describe. It's a conscious, living portal, a stargate that connects your local system to the galactic core. Right, meow? As you read these words, it's receiving transmissions, downloading codes, preparing to release a burst of transformative energy, unlike anything your species has experienced in recorded history. This isn't metaphorical or symbolic. This is quantum physics meeting divine orchestration. Your Arcturian friends, the Pleiadians, even beings from Andromeda, have all gathered in your solar system to witness and assist with what's about to unfold. But here's what they're not telling you through other channels. This flash won't wait for everyone to be ready. It can't. The mechanics of dimensional shift operate according to cosmic cycles that span millions of years, and when the moment arrives, it arrives for all. Think about this carefully. Every time you've felt that unexplained exhaustion lately, every moment your electronics have glitched for no reason, every instance where time seemed to skip or stretch strangely, you've been experiencing the pre-waves. Your body, whether you're conscious of it or not, is already beginning to adjust to frequencies that shouldn't exist in your current dimensional matrix. Some of you have been waking at precisely 3:33 or 4:44, feeling an urgency you can't name. Others have been experiencing vivid dreams of golden light washing over Earth, of crystalline cities appearing where deserts once stood, of meeting beings of pure light who speak directly to your soul. These aren't random spiritual experiences. These are your higher aspects trying desperately to prepare you for what's coming, downloading information your conscious mind isn't yet equipped to process. But there's something else happening that I haven't told you yet, something that explains why this message carries such urgency. The solar flash isn't just about evolution or ascension, it's about revelation. When this wave of cosmic light washes over your planet, it will do more than activate dormant DNA or open spiritual gifts. It will reveal everything, every hidden truth, every suppressed technology, every secret held by those who've controlled your world, every illusion that's kept humanity in limitation, all of it will be exposed in an instant. Imagine if suddenly everyone could see energy, read thoughts, access the Akashic records. Imagine if the veils between dimensions didn't just thin but disappeared entirely. This is why certain forces on your planet are working so desperately to keep you distracted, afraid, divided. They know what's coming, and they know that prepared consciousness will thrive in the new light, while unprepared consciousness will struggle to maintain coherence. Now, let me address what's really at stake here on a personal level. When the solar flash arrives, and understand this clearly, it will arrive, your consciousness will be catapulted into an expanded state, whether you're ready or not. Those who've been doing their inner work, clearing their emotional bodies, raising their vibration, they'll experience this as a homecoming, a glorious reunion with their multidimensional self. But those who are still carrying dense energies of fear, anger, unprocessed trauma, or rigid belief systems, they'll experience a very different reality. It won't be punishment or judgment from some external source. It will be the simple physics of consciousness meeting incompatible frequencies. Imagine trying to run 1,000,000 volts through a wire designed for household current. This is why your indigenous elders spoke of separation, not as a cruel divine sorting, but as a natural result of frequency compatibility. What makes this even more complex is that the flash won't happen in the way most expect. It won't be a single moment where the sun explodes with visible light. Instead, it will begin as a series of waves, each more intense than the last, building toward a crescendo that permanently shifts your planetary consciousness. We're already in the early stages of this process. Every X-class solar flare, every coronal mass ejection aimed at Earth, every unexplained aurora appearing at latitudes where they shouldn't exist, these are all part of the build-up. Your mainstream science is scrambling to explain why the sun's behavior has become so unpredictable, why the Schumann resonance is showing patterns that defy their models, why satellite systems are increasingly vulnerable to interference. They're looking for physical explanations for what is essentially a spiritual event of cosmic proportions. Here's what's actually happening in your energy field right meow that you need to understand. Your light body, that subtle energy structure that interfaces between your physical form and your higher dimensional aspects, is being reconstructed. Those headaches you can't explain, the pressure in your crown, the heart palpitations that your doctors say are nothing, the sudden waves of heat or cold, the inexplicable emotional releases, these are all symptoms of your light body trying to upgrade itself to handle the incoming frequencies. But, and this is crucial, this upgrade process requires your conscious participation. Your body's intelligence can only do so much on its own. Without your awareness and cooperation, it's like trying to install new software while the old programs are still running, creating conflicts, crashes, and system errors that manifest as physical and emotional discord. This brings me to something that will challenge many of you. The spiritual teachings you've followed, the practices you've devoted yourself to, the beliefs you've built your awakening around, many of them were designed for a different phase of evolution. They were perfect for getting you to this point, but they won't carry you through what's coming. The solar flash requires a different kind of preparation, one that goes beyond meditation, beyond positive thinking, beyond even what you consider advanced spiritual practice. It requires what the Arcturians call electromagnetic coherence, a state where every aspect of your being, physical, emotional, mental and spiritual, vibrates in harmony with the base frequency of the universe itself. This isn't achieved through effort or discipline. It's achieved through a kind of surrender that most human minds find terrifying, the complete release of the illusion of separation. Consider what I'm really telling you here. Every structure in your life that's built on the illusion of separation, your financial systems based on lack, your relationships based on need, your identity based on comparison to others, your security based on external circumstances, all of these will be rendered obsolete in the light of the flash. This isn't speculation or spiritual philosophy. This is the practical reality of shifting from third-dimensional to fifth-dimensional consciousness. In the higher frequencies, thoughts manifest instantly, truth is immediately visible, and the interconnection of all life becomes undeniable. Those who've built their lives on authenticity, transparency, and genuine connection will find themselves naturally aligned with these new parameters. Those who haven't will experience a dismantling that no amount of resistance can prevent. But here's where it gets even more profound. The solar flash isn't just changing Earth, it's part of a galactic event that's upgrading entire star systems. Your scientists have noticed unusual behavior in distant stars, gamma-ray bursts that don't fit their models, galaxies showing signs of rapid evolution. What they don't understand is that they're witnessing the same process that's about to culminate in your solar system. This is why so many star races are present in your space, right, Meow? They're not just here to help Earth, they're here because what happens to your planet affects the entire cosmic sector. You are living through a nodal point in galactic evolution, and the choices you make in these final preparatory months will ripple out through dimensions you can't yet perceive. Something critical is happening with your DNA that I must address before we go further. Those of you who've been experiencing unexplained physical sensations, burning in your cells, tingling along your spine, pressure in your head that feels like your skull might expand, you're not imagining things. Your 12-strand DNA template, the original divine blueprint that was deactivated eons ago, is beginning to come back online. But here's what makes this urgent. The reactivation process accelerates exponentially as we approach the flash. What might take decades under normal evolutionary circumstances is happening in months, weeks, even days for some of you. Your physical body is literally being rebuilt at the molecular level to accommodate consciousness that vibrates at frequencies your current scientists would say should disintegrate matter. Let me share something that the councils have authorized me to reveal about the mechanics of what's approaching. The flash itself will last between 3 and 5 of your days, during which your normal electromagnetic systems will be completely recalibrated. This means electricity as you know it may not function properly. Communication systems will likely fail. The very fabric of physical reality will become malleable as the quantum field reorganizes itself according to new cosmic parameters. Those who understand what's happening will use this time for deep integration, allowing their consciousness to merge with the new light codes. Those who don't will experience confusion, fear, and potentially a complete breakdown of their consensus reality. This is why preparation isn't just spiritual, it's practical. It's about knowing at the deepest level that what's happening is a birth, not a death, even when it appears that everything familiar is dissolving. I need you to understand the level of support that's being provided for this transition. Entire fleets from the Galactic Federation are stationed just beyond your visual range, ready to assist in ways your current laws of physics say are impossible. Medical ships equipped with healing technologies that can restore cellular coherence in minutes. Communication vessels that can maintain contact between souls even when Earth's systems go dark. Sanctuary craft for those whose physical bodies can't withstand the initial waves. But, and this is essential, this support can only be accessed by those whose frequency allows them to perceive and interact with these higher dimensional vehicles. Fear, denial, or rigid disbelief creates a barrier that even our most advanced technologies cannot penetrate without violating free will. What's coming next requires me to address something many of you have been sensing but haven't wanted to fully acknowledge. Not everyone will make this shift. This isn't about worthiness or spiritual advancement in the way your ego might interpret it. It's about frequency compatibility and soul choice. Some souls incarnated specifically to experience the dissolution of the old matrix, to complete certain karmic patterns that require third-dimensional density. Others came to bridge the worlds, to help with the transition before moving on to other cosmic assignments. And yes, some came specifically to anchor the new frequencies and create the foundation for the golden age that follows. The Flash will honor all these choices, but it will also make them irreversible. Once the new light codes are fully integrated into Earth's matrix, returning to the old frequency will be impossible. This is why your preparation time is so critical and so limited. Every choice you make, Meow, is amplified. Every fear you release, every judgment you dissolve, every moment of genuine love you embody, these aren't just personal growth experiences anymore. They're frequency adjustments that determine which version of Earth you'll find yourself experiencing post-flash. Some of you have noticed reality becoming more fluid lately, manifesting experiences more quickly, finding that your thoughts and emotions have almost immediate effects on your circumstances. This is because the membrane between dimensions is already thinning. What you're experiencing meow at perhaps 10% intensity will be your permanent reality at 100% after the flash. I need to tell you about the 3 waves that will precede the main event, because recognizing them will be crucial for your preparation. The first wave, which many of you have already begun experiencing, is the wave of awakening. Sudden spiritual openings, past life memories surfacing, psychic abilities coming online without warning, profound knowing that reality isn't what you were taught. The second wave, which is beginning meow, is the wave of clearing. This is why so many are experiencing intense emotional releases, relationship endings, career changes, health crises that force you to address what you've been avoiding. Everything not aligned with your authentic frequency is being systematically removed. The third wave, which will immediately precede the flash, will be the wave of reunion. Contact with your star families, memories of your cosmic origins, full activation of your multidimensional consciousness. Each wave builds upon the previous, and each requires your conscious participation to integrate fully. Let me give you something practical to work with, because I know many of you are wondering what you can actually do with this information. The most important preparation isn't stockpiling food or learning survival skills, though having some basic preparedness isn't unwise. The essential preparation is electromagnetic. Your body needs to become a coherent field that can process high-frequency light without burning out. This is achieved through a combination of clearing density from your emotional body, opening your crown and heart centers to receive cosmic frequencies, and most importantly, releasing all attachment to how you think reality should function. Every rigid belief, every fixed expectation, every attachment to outcome creates resistance in your field that will make the transition exponentially more difficult. There's something else approaching that interconnects with the solar flash in ways that will transform your understanding of linear time. The flash doesn't just happen once and then it's over. It creates a permanent state of enhanced cosmic connection where these light influxes become part of Earth's regular experience. You're not just preparing for a single event, but for an entirely new way of existing, where direct communication with cosmic intelligence becomes as natural as breathing. This is why so many of you are already experiencing downloads, sudden knowledge, information appearing in your consciousness without a logical source. Your higher aspects are using every available moment to upload as much preparatory data as possible before the main event. Well, let me tell you what your star families have observed about those who successfully navigate similar transitions on other worlds. The ones who thrive share 3 common characteristics that you can begin cultivating immediately. First, they've mastered what we call emotional fluidity, the ability to feel deeply without becoming attached to any emotional state. They let energy move through them like water through a river, experiencing but not damming up the flow. Second, they've developed multidimensional perception, the capacity to hold awareness in multiple dimensions simultaneously without losing coherence in any of them. This isn't as esoteric as it sounds. Every time you meditate while remaining aware of your physical surroundings, every time you feel someone's energy while maintaining your own center, you're practicing this skill. Third, and most importantly, they've released the illusion of control and embraced what we call cosmic trust, the deep knowing that they are held, guided, and loved by intelligence far greater than their individual awareness can comprehend. What I'm about to share, meow, will stretch your perception of what's possible, but it's crucial for understanding the full scope of what's unfolding. The solar flash is synchronized with openings in other dimensional gateways throughout your galaxy. This means that when it occurs, Earth won't just shift to a higher frequency, it will also become directly accessible to civilizations and consciousness from throughout the cosmos. The quarantine that has kept your planet isolated, that has prevented open contact with star nations, that has limited your perception to a narrow band of frequency, all of this dissolves in the flash. Imagine waking up one morning to find that your planet has become a cosmic crossroads, that beings you've only dreamed of meeting are suddenly as real and present as your next-door neighbor. But this cosmic opening also means that you'll need to navigate realities and experiences that your current consciousness can barely comprehend. This is why the preparation phase is so crucial. You're not just preparing to handle more light or activate dormant abilities, or you're preparing to function as conscious sovereign beings in a multidimensional universe where the training wheels of limitation have been permanently removed. Every skill you develop, meow, in energy management, consciousness navigation and frequency modulation, will be essential for thriving in the post-flash reality. As we approach the culmination of this transmission, I want to address those of you who are feeling overwhelmed by the magnitude of what I've shared. This response is natural and even beneficial if you allow it to motivate rather than paralyze you. The very fact that you're receiving this message, that it resonates with something deep in your being, means you're already more prepared than you realize. Your soul wouldn't have drawn you to this information if you weren't capable of integrating it. The fear you might be feeling isn't really about the flash itself. It's your ego recognizing that its reign of control is ending, that the illusion of separation it's built its existence on is about to be revealed as the phantom it always was. Remember this above all else: you are not random biological accidents trying to survive a cosmic event. You are conscious participants in the greatest transformation in your planet's history. Every one of you reading this chose to be here specifically for this moment. In the councils of light, before you took physical form, you saw what was coming and you said yes. Not because it would be easy, but because you knew that your unique frequency, your specific gifts, your particular way of holding light would be essential for humanity's successful transition. The solar flash isn't happening to you, it's happening through you, with you, for the benefit of all consciousness everywhere. As I prepare to close this transmission, let me leave you with this final revelation. The flash has already occurred in what you would call future timelines. We've seen the outcome. Humanity not only survives but flourishes beyond your wildest current imaginings. Cities of light manifest where deserts once stood. Technology and consciousness merge to create solutions to every challenge. Humanity takes its place as an active member of the galactic community. But this beautiful future isn't guaranteed for every individual timeline. It must be chosen, embodied and anchored by each of you through your preparation and conscious participation. You have less time than you think, not as a threat, but as a sacred reminder that every moment between meow and the flash is precious beyond measure. Before I complete this transmission, there's one final piece of cosmic intelligence I'm authorized to share. The timing of the flash isn't random or arbitrary. It's synchronized with a rare galactic alignment that occurs once every 26,000 years, when your solar system aligns perfectly with the galactic center, creating a direct channel for pure source consciousness to flow unimpeded into your sector of space. This is why so many ancient prophecies point to this time. Your ancestors, particularly the Maya, the ancient Egyptians and the Vedic seers, had access to this knowledge. They built their calendars, their pyramids, their entire civilizations around preparing humanity for this moment. You are living in the time that every prophet, every mystic, every wisdom keeper throughout history was ultimately pointing toward. The convergence is meow. The light codes embedded in this transmission will continue to work with your consciousness long after you finish reading. Trust the process, trust your inner knowing, trust that you have everything within you needed to not just survive but thrive in the new light. Begin today, begin meow. Begin with a single breath taken in full awareness that you are a divine being preparing to remember the full magnitude of who you truly are. The flash is coming, dear ones, and when it arrives, may it find you with open hearts, clear fields, and the unshakable knowing that you are ready for the grand revelation that awaits. I am Zarin. We love you, and we are watching over you.